We are back in Townspeople Nation Studios. I'm Nate the Truth.
I'm your host, Paris Porter, and this is Proper Talk.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Proper Talk. And on this week's edition, we will be talking about the NBA super teams. Is it good for the NBA or bad for the NBA? But first, Nate, let's jump right into the hot topics.
Okay.
What we got first on the list?
Okay, so first on the list, I want to talk about Zeke, Isaiah Thomas, and his comments towards Ben Simmons not playing all of the summer league games. So I guess the focus attention on that is, does he have a point? Is Isaiah Thomas right? Should he be out there playing? Should he, give the ticket, holders their just due by seeing him perform?
I don't think it's a big deal. It's the summer league.
Okay.
Ultimately, what happens is players are at risk for injury.
Okay.
I think Philadelphia, we know, has had their fair share of injuries and players with draft picks, with the whole Joel Embiid, predicament where he hasn't played the first 2 years of his NBA career. So I think they're taking precautions. Ultimately, you would like to see Ben Simmons out there for all 8 of the summer league games.
Right.
However, it's not a huge deal. I thought we've seen enough from Ben Simmons personally to show he's ready to play in the NBA. I think he's ready to go right away. So they set him. They coded rest as the reason they set him, and I had no problem with it.
Okay, so I think the issue more that Isaiah was talking about is maybe his attitude or his position. I believe that he feels as though he's arrived and he's already the chosen. And who was the 3? So here's the story. He walked in the room and it was 3.
It was Bill Russell, Tracy McGrady, and Vince Carter.
Okay, so without him acknowledging them and not even feel as though that he have to pay any respect or dues to them, that speaks a lot. And maybe what Isaiah is pretty much saying in this instance is this. Before, there was a lot of cats put in a lot of work, right? They showed young players today how to brand, correct? Hence Michael Jordan, huge brand. So what I'm saying is he's enjoying the luxuries of, what these players did in the past to give him this now, contracts that he's able to sign or even ability to move like he's moving right now, okay? So there's no hardship per se, really. So with him taking his time or saying that, well, I don't want to get hurt, I mean, do you feel as though that's kind of a weak move? I mean, shouldn't he toughen up?
Well, and before I just dive into answer your question, the incident you're talking about was prior to the draft. I believe it was Game 6 of the NBA Finals.
Okay.
Where it was Russell, Carter, and McGrady. And there was a story going around with Simmons walking to the room and didn't speak to the great Bill Russell. So some people looked at it as a character or maybe not showing, appreciation and paying homage.
Right.
Now, to answer your question, ultimately what it comes down to is, first and foremost, is get the facts in there. The team did say that it was their option to rest Simmons, and Simmons didn't ask for the day off.
Okay.
So again,
I can understand.
And I do believe
I
do believe it's coming back to precautions with Simmons. Okay. Now, at the same time, we must acknowledge that was one of the raps on Simmons coming into the NBA was that he was too lax, he was too celebrity, so to speak.
Right.
And he needed to tone that down a little bit.
Right.
Maybe that's the way of the new guys were building their brand and their confidence.
Okay.
And some of the things they are afforded. So I do believe that, the older guys definitely paved the way.
Okay.
Some of the younger guys are definitely reaping the benefits from that.
Okay.
However, I don't believe that the comments were warranted.
Okay.
Just because I do feel like the summer league, Simmons, he has shown up, has played exceptional.
Okay.
He's a rookie. And so if the team opted to, keep him out for a game, I didn't think it was a huge deal.
I understand. I mean, I don't want to take away for his abilities. I mean, he is, excellent.
It's the summer league.
No doubt. I mean, what he's shown thus far, I mean, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, so I'm not taking away from his game. Maybe I'm just saying that, humble. It's nothing wrong with being a little bit.
But on a lighter note, we've seen some second-year players in the summer league perform well. Bobby Portis from the Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
Yeah, he's playing with D'Angelo Russell from the Lakers.
Right.
He played well.
Right.
Yeah. So we got
so
some guys.
we see, like at first, I was kind of afraid about Chicago's depth, but now seeing that,
I like Portis. What I seen from Portis, but he played well last year in the summer league.
Yes, that's true.
He's starting to look like a forward that's going to be able to stretch the floor. He can play physical inside.
Okay.
He seems like he's going to have a defensive presence about him as well.
Oh yeah.
And I'm starting to look at this position that's getting ready to be critical. Well, it's already critical in the NBA.
Okay.
The stretch four, or the four that can shoot it, or the four that can facilitate the offense. But
that's right.
The players are starting to really come in at the position. If you look at the young guys, you're looking at Bobby Portis, Julius Randle.
Yes.
You're looking at Aaron Gordon from Orlando Magic. You got a lot of these young guys really athletic, can handle the ball, can shoot it as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that develops.
Okay.
Let's jump into some NFL news. We seen some guys get franchise tagged at the deadline yesterday.
Yes.
We see some guys cut deals like Von Miller.
Yes. And now he broke a record, right? What, 70? How much?
$70 million guaranteed.
$70 million is guaranteed.
That's all the number you focus on, is the guaranteed number in the NFL.
You have to, and just do, because he put his work in, and he was very critical in the Super Bowl. Okay, so I mean, let's talk about this in terms of franchise tags. I can understand about probably first year or even second year players, but let's say you're a 5 or 6 year player and you've done well for the organization itself, and you slap with this franchise tag. What do you feel about that?
I think that, NFL, in most sports, is a numbers game.
Okay.
Ultimately, we know it's plenty of money in the NFL. There's plenty of money.
Yes.
However, a team, there are more players a team must carry.
Okay.
So we understand that you can't guarantee all the players' contracts for a long period of time, because a guy get hurt. Where in NFL, you're at more risk for a career-ending injury. You're at a bigger risk for that, to blow out an ACL or tear your knee completely up, or whatever the case may be. So I do believe that the way NFL deals are structured, I do believe that should change to help players get a little bit more job security. Where it's 3 years at the very least, to where now a guy can sign a big deal one off season and get cut the season after, following, depending on the language of the contract. So I do believe the Players Association have to shore that up.
Okay.
But it's tough to say that all players should have the opportunity or should be franchised. Like, I'm a fan of Chicago Bears.
Okay.
And that's why I separated. I looked at the Bears tagged Alshon Jeffrey 1 year.
Yes.
He's going to make a lot of money on a franchise tag. Now the dilemma is if he gets hurt on this deal,
right,
he tears his knee, and maybe he'll never see a big payday.
Correct.
So the organization, as a result, is they're kind of covering their own butts. They're gonna say, man, let's see you do this one more year. Now if a player's continually tagged, then that's an issue.
Okay, I understand. I mean, so Jeffrey put how many years already with Chicago?
Jeffrey's a 4 or 5 year veteran.
Okay, so I mean, in terms of the weapons they need right out there as a wideout, I believe he's earned it. I mean, to say that he has to keep proving himself another year and then another year before he gets hurt, but he's almost dangling the carrot.
He has been hurt, these first few years of his career.
No doubt.
So
no doubt.
It's a concern.
Okay.
So it's a tough line there.
You
look at guys are hurt, if guys aren't. That's a tough line.
Yeah.
Particularly in the NFL. Now, I do believe that, again, the money should be secure over at least a 3 year period, a little longer.
Okay.
But I'm not sure that it's completely messed up.
Okay.
Well, it looks like peanuts compared with the NBA guys.
But that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's just that I don't think they should just throw their money away. And like you said, I mean, you got more of a big roster, a 53 man roster, right? So I get it. Not everybody is deserving of this wealth, but the players that help that franchise to get to whatever number, or kept the tickets going in the stadium because of their performance.
Yeah, kept busting the seats, man.
Right. So they deserve something.
Absolutely.
This game right here is barbaric. I mean, you're right. Anytime you can go, but at the same time, these men are putting their lives on the line, and this is how they're feeding their family. So, not saying that everybody deserves this money, but the ones that actually sacrifice, I say pay them.
I got you.
But
I mean, we should also touch on, while we're talking about the Chicago Bears, let's talk about the Chicago Cubs.
Okay, because the trade deadline's coming up.
The deadline's coming up.
So what should they focus on?
Well, we've seen the Chicago Cubs struggle with their bullpen in recent games. In their last 15 games, they're 8-7.
Oh, okay.
In games they held the lead, and that was prior to the All-Star break. I believe it was July 6th. But we've seen those guys blow some leads late in games. There's been talk of Andrew Miller all season coming to the Cubs.
Okay.
We know they have a great amount of prospects they can make a deal for.
Yeah.
Now, Joe Madden, the manager, is saying that he believes the Chicago Cubs has the necessary weapons there to help turn that situation around.
Okay.
And prior to the 8-7 games they held the league,
right,
I believe they started out 44-5 in games they held the league. So he was saying it was a rough patch. So it's a question: is it a rough patch, or is it a sign of things to come with the bullpen struggling? Ultimately, me personally, I believe you have to go out there and get some arms.
Okay.
The playoffs is all about pitching.
You're right.
It's all
You're
about
right.
pitching. So you have to be able to close out games.
Right.
Because teams are going to be relentless and going to keep coming at you.
Right.
Even a Jonathan Papelbon, maybe we don't have to give up as many prospects to acquire him.
Correct.
But I believe Chicago Cubs definitely needs to do, make one or two moves. They've had injuries to key players.
Right.
That's the Flower who will be coming back. Jorge Soler.
Yes.
However, they need to shore up that bullpen on the back end.
Okay.
I believe Andrew Miller should be the first. The first
First
guy
priority.
we attack. We don't get him. Then you have to look at Jonathan Papelbon. I'm not sure if he's on the market. Maybe even Chapman. From the Yankees. So.
Okay, so it sounds pivotal. If they're able to lock
they
up the
gotta
depth in their bullpen, then Cubs maybe
they gotta
maybe this year, maybe.
Oh yeah, well we have the necessary pieces on the offense.
Offense, you want to make sure defense is there.
Yeah, Ben Zobrist has been a tremendous upgrade over Starlin Castro.
Okay, yeah.
Some of the young guys are starting to come around. We see Addison Russell. He's going to pick up his bat the second half of the season. We know Chris Bryant has had a tremendous second year.
Yeah.
We know Anthony Rizzo's MVP caliber. Yeah. So we have the necessary players ready to go do it.
Okay.
But that bullpen has to be shored up. Okay. And that's just how it is. But, we're going to take this 60-minute break here, 60-second break.
60-second, yeah.
When we come back, we're going to be examining if super teams good for the NBA or bad for the NBA. Superheroes.
Now it seems that love and baseball are just the same. Like one, she did it again. 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 Like two, looks like I'm never gonna win. Like one, she did it again. 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 Like two, looks like I'm never gonna win. Like three, oh, I was out without a doubt.
Welcome back to Proper Talk. And Nate, let's jump right into it.
All right.
Are super teams in the NBA good or bad?
Okay.
Is it good for the league, bad for the league?
Okay.
You can look at it from many standpoints. What do you think, man?
So, like we talked about with KD making this move. And it looked good on paper, right, with the Warriors. But I want to make this point. Not all the time that when you bring a superstar over to play with superstar players, it works great. So I want to get into the 2000 Portland Trailblazers, right?
Oh, okay.
So you had Steve Smith. Yeah, Scottie Pippen.
Steve Smith, one-time All-Star. Leonard Hawk, great.
Right.
Scottie Pippen, 6-time NBA champion.
That's right. Rasheed Wallace.
4-time All-Star.
That's right.
Oh yeah, Tar Heel.
Yes.
Pretty good defensive player. Played with a lot of passion. He was the original stretch four.
Right. Then you had Damon at one.
Okay.
Damon Stoudemire at one.
Yeah.
You had Sabonis center then. Right?
Exactly.
Then you had a young Jermaine O'Neal on a bench.
You had BG, Brian Grant.
Right.
You had some firepower. Walt Williams.
Yes.
Sharpshooter with 44-45% from that three-point arc.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, they went far. They went as far as going to the Western Conference Finals. Now, they would have took down the Los Angeles Lakers then, but in that second half, something collapsed and went wrong. Rasheed Wallace was dominating the first. It just fell in that second half. And remember, he just one of the star players that was there. So my question is this. Even though we allowing the super teams are building, it may seem as though this is a guaranteed victory, but not necessarily so, because it's all about chemistry, Pete. So not all the time chemistry mixed together with alpha players, right? Okay. Sometimes you got to get position players. You got to build depth to bring a championship squad. So in my opinion, building super teams hurts the league. What you think?
Well, and I think it absolutely helps the league.
Okay.
If you look at the ratings from 2011, 2012 finals when you had LeBron, Bosh, and D Wade, taking on the world, people were whether they were rooting for them or they were against them.
It was a circus.
People were tuning in.
That was a big ticket.
So I do believe it's good for the growth of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Again, these guys are free agents. They have the option to move when they get ready to move.
Right.
You know, I'm not the biggest fan of guys ganging up on one team.
Right.
And, you know, getting everybody else. But it's not an absolute win. We look at the big three, KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. They did it in their first year.
That's right.
So they won. We look at the Miami Heat. They won 2 for 4. We all know they won 2 out of 4.
But in the Boston, I just want to jump on in there. They were aging, you know, and they had a Rajon Rondo at the 1, you know, a young star player. So, you know, these guys knew their position, and they even talked to Rondo and say, "Listen, this is how it works. Run us. But you're gonna leave."
But from
you understand? I mean, you don't get that all the time.
But from everything we've heard,
right?
And again, it's talk.
Okay.
We hear him saying the right things to KD when he went into these meetings. He met with Steph Curry. He met with Andre Iguodala. He met with Klay Thompson. He met with Draymond Green.
Okay.
And they accepted him. They all said the right things. They're about winning. They're gonna put their ego aside.
Okay. That's what they say.
And we know it's a pace and space offense.
Right.
It's a pace and space offense. Those guys do a great job of sharing the ball.
Yeah.
But Curry was the MVP, 2-time MVP.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Last year was a nominated MVP. So.
And what type
we're gonna see how many shots these guys are willing to give up.
I mean, you got big 4 men on the floor, but where the depth?
And what about
when you coming off the bench?
And what inspired me to talk about this initially was Commissioner Adam Silver.
Okay.
He made comments regarding the super teams in the NBA, whether it was good or bad for the sport. Mm-hmm. And again, they don't always work out because for the big three in Boston, the big three in Miami, we also had the Portland team we talked about. We also had the Lakers in 2012 where they had Howard. Gasol, Nash, and Bryant, they didn't work out. We also had the 2004 Lakers where it was Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal,
Gary
Payton, all 4 surefire Hall of Famers. That didn't work out.
It did. Right.
So, and Commissioner Adam Silver has some interesting comments.
Okay. Yeah. He
talked about some of the things we're alluding to here, which is chemistry.
Yeah. Okay.
He said, well, quote, "We'll see what happens in Golden State. You had great chemistry amongst a group of players. Okay. You're adding another superstar to that mix. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But just be absolutely clear, I don't think that it's ideal from a league standpoint."
Okay.
So he's saying that, hey, this is not ideal for our league.
Right.
Now, there's another side to that because we got players who are coming out of small markets.
All right.
To go to these bigger markets with Oklahoma City Thunder, they lost their star guy, and they're possibly looking at losing Westbrook.
That's correct. So, and you know what? Now, before we continue to talk about the players and the impact, how is going to impact sales in terms of you and I going to a game? Now, when you go to these and what they premium games, right? So already, you know, if OKC coming to your town, that was a premium game, but now, when the Warriors come to your town, how's that going to be priced? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's more money.
But they're going to fill the stands.
They're going to fill the stands, but my Lord, it's going to hurt the pockets. You get what I'm saying? Just to see these ones. So, I'm not saying that we're not excited to see superstars or see them perform, but at the same time, I believe if you...
Well, you can even flip that question, because we're going to be ecstatic to go watch the Golden State Warriors play.
Right.
But how are we going to be when the Oklahoma City Thunder come to town?
But that's what I mean. So... Look.
So from a league standpoint, it goes back to what Commissioner Adam Silver's saying. Is it good as a whole?
Okay.
To have all your superstars congregated in one.
If he didn't like it, he could do what David Stern did and, you know, block Chris Paul for going to the Lakers. And that trade would have definitely, I bet you, maybe Kobe would have left with a title. If that trade would have went through. And then let's say Dwight Howard didn't work out, but adding that Chris Paul in the mix, I'm telling you, that's a whole different chemistry. That's a different mix. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So speaking of chemistry and people makeup and who they are, that's another thing. So not all the time when you move superstars to play with another superstar, you think, oh yeah, they're gonna have chemistry. You know,
well, let's get into that.
Those guys like their star quality. They like that they got jersey sales. They like that people cheering them. Because you may lose some of your star quality by playing with another superstar.
Well, we've seen it happen with Kevin Love, right?
That's correct. We saw it with Kevin Love and Dwayne Wade and his value, right? When LeBron came over there, he said, "You know what? I understand he's the youngin and he's Mr. NBA. Let me put my pride aside because I want to continue and win for this franchise." And look what it did to Dwayne Wade. And don't sleep on Dwayne Wade. That is the dude. You understand? But look how he's being treated. All because he had another superstar with him. So what I'm saying is, if we do this, will that superstar player with Dwayne Wade? Dwayne Wade is not a secondary player, man. He is a superstar. But because, you know, LeBron was over there, somebody has to be Batman and somebody gotta be Robin. Can't be two Batman.
Who Batman out of Curry and Durant?
We're gonna see. Because look, I think Durant is gonna be more of the threat in this. I think he's going to take a lot of pressure back away from Stephen Curry, so Stephen Curry can remain a superstar.
So you said a threat in terms of losing star quality?
That's correct.
So you're saying that he's going to be the number 2, and Curry's still a man because he was there first.
Yeah,
he already got his flag planted.
I believe that can happen. And what I'm saying is because of the KD being there, I think that he could set picks or he could set opportunities for Stephen Curry to set another record with shooting threes, you know? And let alone Klay Thompson ain't nothing to sneeze at either. I mean, he stepped up in some pivotal games and showed that, hey, man, you know, I'm not second grade either. He's a great complimentary player, but at the same time, he is a star player. Draymond Green, I think it's going to work out no matter what with him because he's a blue-collar player, right? I mean, he bangs in a hole and he go out there and give you some shots. His energy is phenomenal. So that alone, I think, would gel with them well. But look, that sounds great, what I said. But I still don't know if KD and Steph can work together. It's yet to be seen.
Yeah.
You know?
And ultimately, it's going to come right back to where we started this whole conversation. It's chemistry.
Right.
You can buy a great roster. You can put the pieces together with the money. You can make it work. You cannot buy chemistry. We don't know how it's going to work out.
Exactly.
But the reason I do ultimately believe this is good for the NBA is because now you're going to have teams really going after them, at them. We've seen what happened again. Even though the big 3 in Miami won 2 out of 4 their first year was very tumultuous where, you know, they started out losing games.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't going accordingly to the script. It wasn't going not 1, not 2, not 3.
Right.
They were losing games. So guys are going to go out here and throw them their best punch. And it's not set in stone that the Golden State Warriors are going to win 2 championships.
Because they had to figure out their chemistry and who they were. They had to find an identity.
Yeah.
And when they found that identity, when the defense and the 1-2 combo with Wade and LeBron alley-ooping each other, and then Bosh, you know, hitting those corner threes, I'm telling you, they had to figure that out. It's like, okay, where do we fit in this? And that's the same thing that the Golden State Warriors have to show, is that was that the correct move to do? Because like you said, the Warriors almost look like what the Spurs were, right?
Well, they lost a lot of pieces, though.
That's what I mean. They could have been the Spurs. They could have kept their pieces.
They lost Festus Ezeli.
They lost a lot of people. I mean, they could have
Andrew Bogut, Harrison Barnes.
Yeah, and they could have kept their pieces and won even more.
Leandro Barbosa gone as well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So all your depth, you cleared it all out.
Because they used, what was that? Strength is in numbers. That was their saying.
Exactly.
You know, now they're top heavy. We're going to see that work out. But let's take 60.
Okay.
We're going to come back. We're going to end this segment with politics as usual.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'll be back in 60.
Love you, babe. I 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 love you, baby. Do you know? I love you, babe. 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 I love you, babe.
We are back with our final segment, politics as usual, and P, what's proper?
What's proper is the play of the LA Sparks. They're 21-3. They tied the Houston Comets record for the best start. Houston was 21-3 back in '98. We know the Houston Comets won 4 consecutive WNBA championships.
Yes.
So the LA Sparks, they're on their way to trying to make history here. I think Houston was 27-3 that season. I'm pretty sure that worked. So we can see if LA can match that their record, but they seem primed to make a playoff run here, and they seem like if they can stay healthy, they got to do some big things. But Nate, I know you had some truth you wanted to, resonate here.
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
So, again, we had an issue here in Minnesota with cops leaving out of the basketball game and not giving protection for the WNBA team here. So, here, and this is my comments on that. No matter what, if you are a soldier protecting the country or if you're an officer protecting the citizens, no matter what, you are upholding an oath, correct? The proper term. So, with that said, no matter what, we're citizens. Citizens, if they disagree with the government, they have a right to assemble and voice their opinion. Now, if that opinion is strong and you disagree with it, fine. That's what's great about this country. You can able to free to worship who you like. You have the freedom to take up and have a particular culture, and and be able to be proud of it. So the thing is, once before, back in our history, in another league, MLB, Major League Baseball did not allow blacks in. Now, it rubbed a lot of people, the wrong way even then, and it took years until the acceptance of people of color being in a sport or even being on TV competing, correct?
Right.
So what that said is, look, without even creating an argument about this, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, we just want to keep it proper. When you're at your job, we are asked to what? Remain a professional. And that's all we ask for the officers. Look, I understand you being attacked because it's bad cops out there, but if you are good cops, sometimes it takes that strong person or that hero, as we allude to about the super team. We need a super team of government officials that want to protect the citizens no matter what. We may disagree with you, but at the end of the day, we are your community. When you come home, you see us. When you go to the movies and when you go to the restaurants, you see us. So know who you're protecting, U.S. citizens. Let's do better.
Well said, Nate. Thanks again for tuning in with Proper Talk. Next week, we're going to come back and hit you with some more insightful sports.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully you enjoy it. Please subscribe. Leave your
yeah.
comments. Check out these social media platforms. You can reach us there.
And like us.
This has been Proper.
Oh, yeah.
It's been
Deuces.